Hello everyone, welcome back. Stavros here, coming back with a new part of What If Deku was Hawk Moth. Actually, is he a Hawk Moth anymore? Who knows, really. Regardless, before I get right into the video, don't forget to tell me what you think about this part, and make sure to tell me all your thoughts and ideas, and I'm just repeating myself again. Man, I'm going mad. Regardless, well, let's just get right into it, shall we? And the next morning, Midori wakes up, but not to the sound of his alarm clock, but to the sound of someone telling him to wake up. Come on, it's already morning. Come on, Izuku. As Midoriya opens his eyes to see this little, floaty, half humanoid, kind of chibi little snake, as it scares him and causes him to fall off of his bed. Right now, he's upside down, saying, "Ouch, my head. Uh, you're still here?" As he said, "Of course I'm here. But don't you remember our conversation last night?" As Midoriya said, "I thought I was dreaming." As he said, "Well, you are kind of. Well, you're not dreaming, I can tell you that for sure. Now, get yourself up." As Midori just stands up and puts on something before coming out. Of course, Sass told him that he obviously needs to keep some a secret, so he'll stay in the room for now and avoids his mother. Regardless, Midori gets out and he starts eating his breakfast. Eventually, once he completed that, Inko still asked him if he's really gonna go to UA today, and Midoriya told her that it's alright, it's okay, at least for now. If you wanna go, I mean, UA has. He has friends in UA, and he doesn't just wanna leave like that. He's kinda happy. And, well, if Izuka is happy, then perhaps Inko should give him a chance. She had a lot of time to think about this whole thing yesterday. And for now, at least she'll give him this one chance. But she said this: if anything ever happens again, she will not allow him to even look in the direction of that school. And well, Midori agreed. And so after he finished his breakfast, he goes to his room, he starts putting on his stuff while he's basically dressing. Sass is like, "Now, I was thinking of possibly talking about when we should start our training." As Midori said, "We can talk about this later. I have school date, you know." As he said, "Oh, well, of course. But I will be coming with you." As Midori said, "You'll be coming with me?" As he said, "Well, I mean, you need me around. It will be a lot better like this. Better thing if we stay close to each other at all times. Then just don't worry about me. You can ignore me completely. You will not even remember that I exist." As he just goes hiding in Midoriya's pocket and inside of his jacket. Then while Midoriya leaves after feeling a little, scratching from Sass trying to get inside his jacket. Regardless, he goes into the school, running with all the energy of a toddler on Christmas Eve, as per usual. Even then, and even now, after everything that happens, every day he goes to UA is a new day that he loves even more than the day before it. Eventually, he reaches the school and enters through the front gate, and some students see him, and when they see him, they kind of give him weird stares. Weird stares that Midoriya got on Midoriya's nerves a little and made him start looking down. He wonders why they look at him, but then he remembers it. Yesterday, he kind of attacked the entire place. I guess they're kind of scared of him, maybe impressed, maybe a combination of both. Who knows? He just keeps his head down until he sees Shinso, and Shinso start talking to him, saying, "Everybody's looking at you today, huh?" As Midori said, "Yeah, I know, it's kind of feels weird." As Shinso said, "Well, of course. I mean, you took down the entire UA staff yesterday. It's quite impressive." As Midori said, "Don't talk about it like that. Please don't remind me. Everything's still so foggy." As they said, "Well, we'll talk about this later on lunch." Eventually, they go to the class, they do their normal lessons and lectures, and go into the cafeteria as they start eating. Midoriya goes to sit down at a table, and when he sits down, he looks around to see when Shinso is gonna come, and well, Shinso comes and sits by his side. As they both start eating, another person comes by and asks if he can sit, at the table, but when the moment he sees Midoriya, he kind of just walks slowly and away and said, "Actually, I'll look for a different spot." And Shinso said, "Wow, not, not so subtle, are they?" As Midoriya said, sorry." As Shinso's like, "What are you apologizing for now? It's not like your fault you got akumatized. It's, well, technically the principal and Ladybug, right?" As Midori said, "Yeah, but it kind of feels weird now. I don't want people to think you're, you know." As Shinsa said, "What? Friends with you?" "Buddy, that's a little too late on that. Everybody always used to tell me how much of a villainous quirk I had in middle school. I'm kinda used to this treatment. Was wondering when it will actually gonna start happening again." As he started eating from his food, which Midoriya said, "That's a depressing thought." While Shinsa said, "Well, Crimea River." And as they eat, for a second they go a little silent, but Shinso said, "So, how did it feel?" And Midoriya said, how what felt?" As Shinso said, "Being akumatized and all, you know. How did it feel?" And Midoriya looks down on his food for a second before talking, saying, It felt odd. Like I was there and I was doing all of these things, but at the same time, I was just kind of in the back seat of the driver, just watching as someone else was piloting. But that someone else was still me, as if my emotions became a different entity. And I felt my body just letting all that anger out. It kind of was feverish, exciting even, like an adrenaline rush. But, and when it's over, I was emotionally exhausted. That's just that's so, huh? Well, that's one way to describe it. As Midoriya said, "Oh, that's it? You just, that's all?" As Shinso said, "Yeah, what? I just asked you how did it feel and I got my answer. Seems to me that people might have a different reaction to it." And Midoriya said, "Yeah, probably. But I'm alright now. Everything is fine. I actually kind of feel a lot better ever since I got akumatized. I guess it's all of that anger being let out really, help you mentally." As Shinso said, "I bet so." And then as they eat, another person comes by and asks if they can have a seat. As Shinso said, "You're sure? Because we..." But he looks to see Emily, as she ignores Shinso and sits beside Midori, saying, "Midori, are you okay?" As Midori said, "Oh, Emily, hey, I'm fine. As she said, "What happened yesterday? What did your mother talk to you about? You're still going to UA? I mean, you're still here, but are you still here permanently?" As Midori said, "Well, it's, But before he continued, Shinso said, "Oh, would you look at that? My food is finished. I'll be going now." And Midori said, "Wait, what? I..." He laughed, of course. He left him again. I wonder why. Regardless, Emily just continues saying, "Come on, tell me the details." As Midori said, "Good morning?" And Emily said, "Yeah, good morning to you too. Now come on, speak up." As well, he starts speaking up, telling her of what his mother told him. And yes, for now he is going to UA. Unless he gets in danger again, then his mother will gonna probably crucify him or something. Regardless, Emily said, "Well, that's reassuring." And Midori said, "You really were that worried about me?" And Emily said, "Well, I mean, yeah, but just because, it's my mother's fault, so I kind of felt responsible." As Midori said, "I'm happy to hear that." And Emily said, "Still can't believe Hawk Moth akumatized you like that." And Midori said, "Well, what's so hard to believe about it?" As Emily said, "It's because, well, don't panic, and can you keep a secret?" As Midori said, "Sure thing. I will keep a secret, but you sure you want to tell me about this?" As Emily said, "I need to tell somebody about it, honestly." And she leans a little closer to Midori and whispers in his ear, saying, I kinda talked to Hawk Moth in the sport festival, and Midoriya said, "Oh, what?" As she put her hand on his mouth, saying, "Shh, I told you to stay calm." And Midoriya said, "Okay, fine." You talked to him at the sport festival? Why? As she said, "Well, he talked to me. He told me a few things about my mother, and man, it was too much, and it really annoyed me. Well, I was mostly angry on my mom for hiding all of those things from me." And Midoriya said, "I don't assume you'll be telling me those, right?" As Emily just looks down and Midoriya said, "It's okay. You can keep your secret, I understand. You don't need to tell me about everything." As Emily said, "Thank you for understanding." As then they continue to eat while Emily said, Midoriya, can I ask you a question?" As Midoriya answered with, "Of course, you can." She can ask him anything. She continues saying, if if someone that you love did somebody horrible, something truly horrible, that you you probably shouldn't forgive them about it, and they just hid the truth from you from such a long time, what will you do about it?" As Midoriya said, are you asking me if you're about your mother?" As Emily said, "Fine, yes, it is. She just hid such a truth from me, and I don't know how to feel about it. Like, I just..." As Midoriya said, "Well, I'm not the best for these kind of things. I You probably should consult Miss Midnight about it, but I don't think you'll want to do that. If it wasn't the case, you probably would have gone to her and not spoken to me." As Midoriya looks into the distance for a bit, saying, "I think that if your mother, Ladybug, has kept that secret from you, it's probably for a reason, right? And if what you're saying is true and that she really hurted you on purpose, then I believe there is a way for you to consult her and move on. You you shouldn't forgive her because she deserved forgiveness, but because you deserve to have a peace of mind and move on with your life. Don't, well, linger on unfinished stories and missing pieces when there are no missing pieces to be found. I think it will be better if you just forgive her and forgive yourself and move on. Even if she did terrible mistakes, understand why she did it, and probably try to work it out. Of course, I did tell you to forgive her, but you don't need to forgive her immediately. Forgiveness is not given, and trust need to be earned. So I say that you should just play it slowly. Talk to your mother and see what she answers with. I'm sorry, I'm not the best at this. It's a little complicated for me, but I mean, I never had any real problems with my own mother, so it's kind of hard to talk about this whole. As Emily just said, "No, no, I think I get what you're trying to say. Thank you. I don't know why, but when talking to you, I feel like I can be myself, and I don't need to pretend." And Midori said, "Oh, well, I'm happy to hear that you're feeling comfortable talking to me. And I'll be here anytime you need any kind of talk." As Emily just smiles, blushing a little before saying, "Speaking of talking, I was wondering if you can help me with a few things." And Midori said, "Sure thing." And, well, she proceeds saying, "Don't agree immediately. At least let me finish." And Midori said, sorry." As she continues saying, "Well, our finals are coming soon by, and I was wondering if you can help me study." And Midori said, me? Well, I'm flattered that you would ask me for help, but shouldn't you ask one of your classmates that? It wouldn't be better?" As Emily said, "Truth be told, there's one of my classmates. Her name is Yarozu. Is doing a group study in her house, but I'm not really comfortable with a lot of people, and truth be told, I'm not really close with any of my classmates. there's that one Pinky that keeps trying to invite me on parties, but I hate, loudness and noise and giant crowds. I prefer if it's, just the two of us. As better as it just the two of us. You want me to help you study, just the two of us? As he looks to the side, while Emma said, you don't have to agree, but I would really appreciate as better as no, it's all right. I think I can help you study. I'll be more than happy to do so, though I'll have to consult my mother first. And, Emily said, great, then could you probably do it tomorrow? As Maria said, tomorrow? Mm, well, you know what? Sure, maybe tomorrow, or actually, can we do it the day after? I kinda have something tomorrow. As Emily said, what do you have? As Midoriya said, well, I kinda am going training. And Emily said, training? And Midoriya said, yeah, I do sometimes training in solitude, on the beach, in a forest, those kind of things. As Emily said, well, sure. You can, I guess, after tomorrow works. And maybe eventually me and you can train together as well. As Midoriya said, you sure? I mean, doesn't UA train you already? As Emily said, yeah, but I also sometimes like to do things on my own. And Midori said, sure. Well, see you after tomorrow then? And Emily said, yes, certainly. At my place. It's quiet and my mother is rarely home, so it will be a perfect place for a study session. And Midori said, oh, sure. I don't really know where your house is though, as Emily just, gives him her number, which now she just realized she never gave him her number, and Midoriya never gave her his. After exchanging numbers and Midoriya and she giving him her place, the bell rings and everyone returns to classes until the day of the school is over. Nothing much exciting happened. Though Midoriya was walking around the UA a bit, he was getting a few glances, and one glance he got from, well, good old All Might in the distance that just looked at him but looked away. Seems like you want to say something, but he doesn't seem to be able to find the words for it. As for Katsuki Bakugo, he haven't seen him the entire day. Wonder why. Regardless, as he left UA, he heard a sound from his jacket saying, that's Emily. She's friends with yours? And Midori said, yeah, me and her are friends for quite a while. As Sass said, huh, I never knew she had any friends. Beside us Kwamis, of course. It's quite nice to see that she's moving on. Now, shall we proceed with our training? As Midoriya said, yeah, I first need to message my mom. As Midoriya does message his mother, telling her that he'll be a little late tonight because he's need to go help a friend. And so Inko agrees and proceeds to allow Midoriya to return, but only after 10 or something in the night. Nothing beyond that. Midoriya goes into the forest at night, and he's right now standing. Well, it's right now a bit of sunset, really. He's standing and Sass appears in front of him as Midoriya said, okay, so how do I do this? As Sass said, well, first of all, prepare yourself, and you need to say a catchphrase that allows you to transform. As immediately, Sass continued telling Midoriya, now, all what you have to say is scales slither. As Midoriya said, alright. Sass, scales slither. As Sass flies into his bracelet, and Midoriya is covered in scales that climb over him like a second skin. And then he sheds it off like a snake, coming out of his skin. And when the whole light show is over and he sheds his skin, all what is left is Midoriya looking at himself, wearing this weird costume with a mask on his face and, a lyre on his back, as he, plays it a little, before Sass appearing outside of his bracelet saying, well, you're looking good. There's certainly an interesting outfit. Reminds me of one of my old users. As Midori said, this looks amazing, and I feel awesome. As, Sass said, well, of course you do. Now, come on, try it out. You're very powerful and strong, not to mention a bit of a snake senses. As Midori starts jumping around the place, he's punching a few trees, he's climbing, he's running, and he's strong, powerful, jumpy even. It's amazing, and the slyer is also quite helpful. It's certainly a musical instrument, yes, and he doesn't know how to play it nicely, but it also can be used as multiple things, such as a phone, tracker, and other things that he probably doesn't understand yet. Sass explained to him that the lyre can be anything. It's a multi-purpose tool. Anything that he wants it to be, it will become. In the end, Midoriya proceeds to learn of his power, second chance. And so, explaining the second chance to Midoriya, Sass told him that the second chance is a power that needs to be set beforehand. So if he is going to a battle, he can't activate it in the middle of battle. It's like a checkpoint you need to set, and that checkpoint lasts only 5 minutes. Well, that's the normal limitation, but not if you, think like an adult and be able to use your power permanently. That's the reason why Midori also brought with him that page from the letter of Hawk Moth. He starts reading it, trying to think like an adult, think like an adult, as he started doing it. Of course, he ran by, a pet stop, or basically a pet store to buy a few things, such as food for Sass in order to repeatedly use the power in case of failed attempts. As Midori did have a few failed attempts until the sun set, but eventually, Sass said, okay, let's try this again. What do you feel responsible for? As Midori said, feel responsible for? I mean, I don't know. As Sass said, come on, think. There must be something you want to do. Thinking like an adult isn't just thinking that you're old. It's, what do you think adulthood means? As Midori said, taking responsibility for one's actions? As Sass said, indeed. And what kind of responsibility will you carry? As Maria thinks for a minute, saying, I want to carry the responsibility of a hero. To be someone to protect others. That's what I want to do. As Sass said, very well then. Then go ahead, try it again. As Midoriya said, Sass, scale slither. As Midoriya puts on his skin again and transforms, and as he activates his second chance and waits for 5 minutes, it actually goes beyond 5 minutes. He did not transform after the 5 minutes stopped because he have matured. As Sass said, amazing. I never seen somebody do it so quickly. As Midoriya said, does that mean I can do it now? As Sass said, yes. Go ahead, try moving a little forward. As Midoriya does move a little forward, and Sass said, now try to, turn the head of the snake back. As Midoriya did, and he looks down, he said, whoa, I'm back where I started. As Sass said, yes. Now the best part about this is, now that you matured, the snake miraculous power have changed a bit. And, the power right now, as Sass explained it, beforehand, you set a checkpoint in time that only lasts 5 minutes. Now, Midoriya sets a checkpoint in time that he can, it will last forever. No matter how long time might have passed. Hours, days, months, years. The moment he pulls the snake head backwards, he will be back to that exact moment with a checkpoint. Of course, he can always set a new checkpoint which will automatically erase the old one. It's like a save point in a video game, as Midoriya eventually got the idea of it. And so, after which, Midoriya proceeds to go at the night. He's right now walking down the streets of the city. People are seeing him wearing this costume, though he eventually walks into an alleyway saying, man, it's so weird to be wearing such an outfit. As Sass said, that's the outfit you apparently have mentally or I guess subconsciously chose. So, what are we gonna first do? Fight some crime, maybe? As Midori said, well, I mean, we first need to find a criminal, right? But then you hear a yelling from down the street as he see a guy have already stolen a woman's purse, and Midori said, that's my chance. As Sass said, well, let's hope you don't need another one. As he floats back inside the bracelet, Midoriya first have set a checkpoint, just like how Sass advised him, and he proceeded to go after the guy as he jumps in front of him and said, "Stop there, villain!" As he grabs the bag while the guy starts pulling on a sink. God damn it, whatever. What the hell are you even, kid? As Midori said, uh, um, damn it, I still haven't thought of a name. As he said, I'm maybe later, but now give me that bag. As the guy starts saying, as if, as he runs in a different direction into the street, but Midori grabs the bag with his hand saying, hey, I told you to give it back. As they start both pulling on it, the guy just pulling, saying, come on, kid, let go. What the hell? You're not even a hero. As Midori said, it doesn't really matter to be a hero. I'm just a concerned citizen. As they both pull on it, suddenly the bag's, little handle breaks and the guy falls into the street. Right at the same time as a truck moves in and was about to hit him. Thankfully, the guy managed to change his trajectory, but sadly he hit another car of a family that, they are okay, but, of course the car is screwed up. At the same time, when the guy slammed into the car, the back of his truck has opened up, releasing all the animals that he was carrying in the truck, as the animals start running down the street, causing even more havoc, and cars just slamming against each other. Even a woman who was carrying her cat with her, a dog started harassing her, and just became a chaotic mess with a bunch of cars just slamming, piling up on one after the other. And Midori said, oh crap, as he just immediately just pulls the snake head backward, and he's back into the alleyway as he takes a deep breath, saying, what was that? Sass said, well, guess you did need a second chance. This seems like it's gonna be a very long night. And this is gonna leave it off, guys. Don't forget to tell me down in the comments what do you think about this part and what do you think will happen in the next part. Well, I have nothing more to say than Severed was here.